Deck the halls, we're off the walls. Chapter 12. The True Meaning of Christmas. This was the worst thing to happen since TV turnoff week. I wanted to go to Antarctica to live with the penguins. I jumped off the little platform to make a run for it, but I slipped on some fake snow, and I knocked over the Christmas tree, and it landed on me. As I was scrambling to get up, my foot got tangled in a string of Christmas lights. When I yanked at it, sparks started flying. That must have spooked the reindeer in the petting zoo because one of them broke out of the gate and started running around in circles. "Run for your lives!" shouted Neil the nude kid. "The reindeer's on the loose!" "Watch out for those antlers!" a lady screamed. "It's heading toward the food court!" somebody shouted. I finally got to my feet and a bunch of angry parents started chasing me. "Get him!" one of the dads shouted. "Get that kid!" I bolted out of there. Crowds of people were all over the place. I had to run around them like football players to escape the angry parents chasing me. I bumped into some lady and she fell in the fountain. "Help!" I shouted. "They're going to kill me!" I ran up the down escalator and I ran down the up escalator. But I didn't travel back in time. The parents were still chasing me. I couldn't lose them. At the other end of the mall, I spotted the men's bathroom. Maybe I could hide in a stall. I figured it was my only hope. I ran over there and ducked inside the bathroom. I was panting and gasping for breath, and you'll never believe who was in there combing his hair. Crazy. "Dude," he said, "what's the matter? You look like you've been through a war." I put my hand on his shoulder and looked him in the eye. "You've got to help me," I begged. I was sitting on Santa's lap, and I accidentally pulled off his beard, and the kids were waiting in line, freaked out, and now their parents are trying to get me. "What should I do?" "Quick," Crazy said. "Let's switch clothes again." "Huh? Just do it." I tore off my itchy sweater and gave it to Crazy. He tore off his clothes and gave them to me. "Now get out of here," Crazy said, "and act casual." I whistled as I strolled out of the bathroom, because if you're whistling, nobody thinks you did anything wrong. That's the first rule of being a kid. A bunch of angry parents were milling around all over. None of them noticed me. I thought I was in the clear. But that's when the most amazing thing in the history of the world happened. An announcement came over the public address system. Well, that's not the amazing part, because announcements come over the public address system all the time. The amazing part was what happened next. "Attention shoppers, it's 2 o'clock. The young pop sensation Crazy is about to do some more Christmas wrapping on the main stage near the big tree. Come see him perform." Suddenly, Officer Spence came rolling over to me on the Segway. "We've been looking all over for you, Z. Mr. Z," he said. "Come on. Everybody's waiting." "Huh? What? Who? Me? Again?" I asked. Officer Spence pulled me up on stage and rolled over. "Yo, Z," said the guitar player. "Let's rock, man." There must have been 1,100,000 girls in the audience now. Some of them were trying to climb up on the stage, but the police were holding them back. That guy in the jacket and tie climbed back up and took the microphone. "Okay, boys and girls," he said, "here he is again, the latest, the greatest, Crazy." The girls started screaming. The band started playing. I had no choice, so I started rapping. "'Twas the night before Christmas, and you know the rest. Stuff was all over, the house was all messed. I was dreaming of a Christmas white, it was totally a silent night. That's when I heard a crash and a boom, so I ran right down to the living room. There was this guy dressed in all black, and over his shoulder he carried a sack. I took one look at him and said, 'Whoa, man, I know you're not Frosty the Snowman.' 'Who are you?' I asked after a pause. 'You sure don't look like Santa Claus.' He said, 'The name's Klepto. I'm from the South Pole. I'll grab all your presents, and that's how I roll. On Christmas Eve, I go around the world and steal all the presents from the boys and girls.' He went to the corner and got down on one knee to scoop up the gifts that were under our tree. He took them all. He grabbed my new toys. He took all our new clothes. He took all our joy. 'To the Christmas Klepto, everything's free. I'll take your partridge,' he said, 'and your pear tree. I like your presents, and now they're mine. Say, how much of this stuff did you buy online? You better watch out. You better not cry. You make one peep, and I'll poke out your eye.' 'You're a mean man, sir,' I said with a hiss. 'Just wait till Santa finds out about this.' That Mr. Klepto thought he was a smarty, but in the end we spoiled his party. Oh, sure, the guy had lots of charm, until he tripped our silent alarm. A few minutes later, the cops arrived. Mr. Klepto under the couch, he dived. The cops yelled, 'Come out with your hands in the air.' 'I was framed,' he shouted. 'This ain't fair.' The cops said, 'Now don't try anything violent. All you have is the right to remain silent.' They dragged him away, and he said bye-bye, and that was the last time I heard of that guy. Know all this stuff that I've been rapping, you may say that none of it happened. After all, nobody came and stole your stuff. Nobody broke in, and nobody got rough. Well, the reason that you've got nothing to fear is because they put klepto away for 10 years. So you can believe what you want to believe, but that's what happened on Christmas Eve. Let's hear it for Crazy, said the guy with the jacket and tie. The girls went nuts, screaming and yelling and freaking out. I jumped off the stage and ran back to the men's room. Crazy was in there waiting for me. You saved my life, I told him. Now we're even, dude. Crazy and I switched back into our normal clothes, shook hands, and said goodbye. As I was about to walk away, I came up with the greatest idea in the history of the world. Hey, Crazy, I need to get a Christmas present for my sister. Can you give me an autograph? Sure, dude, he said. Crazy took off his hat. He put a Sharpie out of his pocket and signed the hat and handed it to me. You know, he said, sometimes I wish I was in your shoes. Why, I asked, what's wrong with your shoes? No, he said, what I mean is that the grass is always greener on the other side. Huh? What does the color of the grass have to do with anything? That Crazy kid is weird. Who cares about shoes and grass? But as I walked away, I started thinking about what Crazy said. Christmas isn't about malls and elves and trees and presents. It's about being a good person. It's about helping a guy out when he's in trouble. Crazy needed my help, so I helped him. And then I needed his help, and he helped me. Christmas is a time of giving. That's the true meaning of Christmas spirit. Who knows? Maybe I'll become a crazy stunt double. Maybe Santa will bring me the new Striker Smith Commando action figure with a missile launcher, voice activator, attack dog, and deluxe blowtorch. Maybe another song will get stuck in my head. Maybe the real Santa will come to the mall next Christmas. Maybe they'll pay the teachers more money so they don't have to dress up like elves. Maybe I'll travel back in time on an escalator. Maybe Santa will get some breath mints. Maybe I won't have to wear my itchy Christmas sweater next year. Maybe I'll get to eat some of those giant nuts. Maybe Santa will be arrested for invading people's privacy. Maybe Mr. Klutz will catch animals with his head. Maybe Santa will ditch his sleigh and switch to a helicopter. Maybe Andrea and Emily will bring peace and harmony to kids all over the world. But it won't be easy.